Hello and welcome to Long Island Weather Report. It is 9:30 on February 5th, 2025, and you can see today that we were able to push a lot of the thicker middle-level clouds to the south, but unfortunately we were still dealing with plenty of cirrus and jet junk. No nice blue skies for us today, but if you were in Cape Cod or Massachusetts or northern Connecticut or upstate New York, you had snow on the ground. It was very cold and not a cloud in the sky. It was beautiful there, but not for us, unfortunately. They had the nice big high that kept them clear. You can see, look at how beautiful it was there. But we were stuck in this cirrus with the jet junk around, so unfortunately we couldn't push it all to the south. So let's look at the Weather Prediction Center map here and explain to you why that was. Obviously, looking at our surface analysis here, you can see there's that nice high, but it's mainly over New England. We're on the southern extent of it, so it wasn't enough to protect us from this storm system that we're going to be dealing with tomorrow morning. Already throwing clouds our way, and we'll be throwing precipitation our way come Thursday morning, and it could be mixed. Snow mixed with possible, we'll talk about it in this video, but it's going to be a messy morning, and it might linger around as drizzle too for at least until the afternoon. I'm hoping that by the evening it's gone, but looking at our current satellite, you can see all these clouds just streaming in now, and you tell them a little down, it's because we're in a real crap pattern. I don't know when the next clear day is going to be. We've hardly had any clear days. This winter has been rather. It was January was looking good. Now it's back to just a crap pattern that we're in. So you can see here the clouds streaming our way. If you want clear skies, you'll have to go into the southwest, or you'll have to go to Florida, I guess, or northern New England, or southeast Canada. So. Let's look at our current observations, and you can see all the winter weather advisories. Now we have been included in that winter weather advisory. At least Nassau and Western Suffolk has, because things could be quite slippery tomorrow morning. It won't be a huge snowfall, but it could be a little messy with the mix. You can see inland we got the ice storm warnings and stuff. Luckily, we're not going to be dealing with that, but we will be dealing with some messy weather for tomorrow. Let's look at islip right now. It's 25. Does that say 25? Yeah, it says 25. Come on, stop disappearing. It's 25, dew point's 12. That was a nice cool day, though. It only got up to 34. North-northeast wind at 5. Pretty... but we had a lot of high clouds and jet junk around, unfortunately. So not a nice blue sky. Central Park's at 32. It's in the upper 20s across Nassau County. The West Hampton is getting radiational cooling. We do have the conditions that are good for that. The cirrus isn't really, right now, isn't thick enough to hold the heat in, though I don't think it's going to drop too much more than that because of the increasing clouds that we're going to see tonight. And you can see the difference in the thicker clouds in New Jersey, where it's 32 there at Miller Air Park. So let's look at our highs today, and our highs got into the mid-30s. 34 at Islip, 34 at West Hampton, 36 at Central Park, so maybe a little bit below normal. And all right, there's some kind of error going on here. Definitely, I wish the high was only 3, but yeah, I don't know. Some kind of error going on there. Oh, here we go. All right, so it got up to 37 in Ocean County, New Jersey. It's not a huge difference in temperatures. The lows, probably the current temperatures, let's see, 18 at West Hampton. All right, yeah, we're having some issues here. I don't know what's going on with the map. It's definitely malfunctioning. Yeah, lows are in the up. No, I don't think we saw any radiational cooling, though. We're starting to see a little bit tonight, though. It's going to be, the lid is going to pretty much be put on that, I think. Let's go look at our climate statistics for the day. And you'll see that we had a high of 34 and a low of 27. Yeah, no radiational cooling. And only 1 degree below normal, so fairly close to average for the day. And that is pretty much was close to average. We'll go over the briefing again for tomorrow's storm again. And again, they've expanded the winter weather advisory. They're saying up to 2 inches for most locations, except around 1 inch for southern portions of New York City, Metro, and Long Island. So it'll only be 1 inch. I'm not going to draw a map because it's just going to be an inch. It's not going to be very much snowfall for us. You can see here very little, just around an inch. This isn't going to be a big snowfall, but the problem is ice accretion. There could be a little bit of ice around, and this is what's going to suck because we're going to have freezing, maybe some sleet and freezing rain for part of this system for tomorrow. So that's why we have the winter weather advisory in effect because of that. So let's go and look at the models now and show you what we've got for tomorrow. We'll take a little peek at the weekend and next week here on this as well. I'm going to just show the eastern U.S. here. This is the GFS. So you can see here, there's the snow, and you can see it could still end as rain. We get a little bit of a break, and you can see it's just a crap pattern. It's a zonal pattern. Here comes the next system, and when you have these zonal patterns, it's very hard to get clear skies. Here comes another one, another storm later Saturday night to Sunday, probably very similar to this one. And then we have a little bit of a break. And then as we go into the next week, yep, another storm could be more snow. But then when that's over, boom, another one. And another, I mean, it just doesn't end. And then boom, another one for the weekend. It's like, I mean, it's just a freaking one after another, after another, after another. This is crap. I hate it. So, there's no, and the air, and we're not really going to get into any really cold air yet. Just going to be a little bit below normal. No real Arctic air. This winter has been disappointing. I mean, if you've been through the winters and you're younger, you know how much the winters now suck. All right, I'm sorry. Where's the bitter cold? Where's the heavier snowfalls? All we're seeing are like minor storms. Not seeing any blizzards. We're not seeing anything like that. So anyway, not that I want a blizzard, but you know, usually you do get them in the winter. At least we used to, but because of climate change, we don't anymore. So it doesn't seem like we do anyway. So let's go look at the HRRR model now. Get a look at the general pattern here. I just wanted to allude to it a little bit. And I'm going to be mainly focused on this storm that we've got to deal with tomorrow. So here's the HRRR, and you can see here that it has the precipitation beginning as snow right around, I would say, 4 in the morning, I guess. And you can see there some heavier snow patches. That's where it could mix with sleet already. So here we are at 7 o'clock. And you can see there's already a mix going on. Sleet, perhaps some freezing rain in there too. So sleet, it changes over, and then it ends as rain. Around in the city, probably be more like noon. For us, probably more like 2 o'clock. And then the question is, do we have to deal with sucky drizzle afterwards? Because that doesn't show up on the map, and there could be some sucky drizzle to deal with, and that would kind of suck even more. So that's what it looks like on the HRRR. And then when we're done with that, we get a little break on Friday. But again, it's not really going to be that clear because, again, the same thing. Highs trying to build in, but here comes the next system streaming more upper level junk our way. So let's go take a look at the snowfall amounts that the HRRR is putting out. We'll look at all these models before I even go over everything else here. But you'll see not a huge amount of snow. In fact, barely anything for Jersey Shore, maybe a coating. Long Island around an inch. But again, with the warmer temperatures and rain, it's probably not going to stick around all that much. So looking at our dew points and wind flow here, here's our dew points and wind flow. You can see the core of that air mass. What a nice air mass. If you were in Maine or northern New England, you had such a beautiful day today. I wish I could have been there. I really wish I could have been there. But anyway, you can see the winds are southeast, and this is the problem. You have a southeasterly breeze. It's not a strong southeasterly breeze, but it's a southeasterly breeze off warmer water, which generally makes it hard for snowfall the temperatures to be cold enough for a really good snowfall to stick, and that's why I don't think we'll see much more than an inch out of it. And then the temperatures rise, and we have the dew points rise above freezing for tomorrow, which won't support the snow. And then the winds shift to the west as we get into Friday, and it gets windy again. And you can see here we have some colder air building in on Friday. All right. No Arctic air, not like this. This won't be as cold as the air mass that went over New England today. But anyway, you'll see here that, temperatures don't really drop that much tonight. They'll probably rise. If you're getting radiation or cooling, it'll probably rise into the 20s. And then by morning, temperatures are right around the freezing mark. And then once we get into the afternoon, we go above freezing, though not by much. I mean, it'll still be upper 30s to around 40, so it won't be warm. And then we could be dealing with sucky drizzle, so it could be really nasty out there. And then the temperatures kind of stay in the 30s. They don't even go below freezing. And then for Friday, it's going to be chilly again. Looks like it does get it colder again, with temperatures actually. And this model has been a little off lately with the temperatures, I think. So I'm thinking we'll still see mid to upper 30s on Friday. I don't think it's going to be quite this cold. In Jersey, you'll probably see 40s. All right, but let's talk more about this storm before we get anything else, because there are other models I want to look at. I don't think this one gives us an F-Gen. No, it does not. Let's go to the NAM next. We do have the 0Z NAM to look at, so let's go again. Look at precipitation here and see how the NAM is, how it shows up on the NAM here. See if we can spot any differences here. The NAM's a bit colder, but it still brings it over to rain. And again, when that rain comes, it probably would wash a lot of the snow away, but it still may make things slippery, and that rain may linger around a little bit, but hopefully maybe by the evening it starts leaving the area. But you can see here we go from snow to, it won't really be a huge amount of snow with this. It'll be an inch and that's it. And then for Friday, we have the drier air building in. That's pretty much what it looks like on all these models. I mean, we pretty much have an agreement on what's going to be happening for tomorrow. But it's just going to be really slippery in the morning when that's why we have the winter weather advisory. Before the temperatures go above freezing, it could be dangerous and slippery out there with the snow changing to freezing rain and then rain. It's going to be a messy day, the first part of the day for sure. Total liquid equivalent, and I'll also show that on the HRRR too, but if we look at the total accumulated precip, not really going to be a whole lot. It's going to be a quarter of an inch at that. It won't really be a whole lot here. Let's go and look at the HRRR and see how that has this laid out here. HRRR is a little more generous here. It has more like a half an inch, and I'm leaning more toward between a quarter and a half inch of liquid equivalent for most parts of our area. Nothing that's really going to bust the drought, but at least it's a little something. But again, we're not really getting a huge amount of precipitation with this storm. It is not a strong storm. It is a weak storm, but it will just, the timing and the temperatures make it kind of a messy storm, unfortunately. So let's go to the temperatures here. Back to this again, and we'll take a look at some soundings. Obviously, we'll have clouds tomorrow, but the issue with Friday is, oh, well, it should be clear on Friday, right? Well, these soundings, they don't look great. Definitely show some moisture at certain levels, and showing some upper level moisture, so we may be dealing with clouds again on Friday once this thing moves out of here. So we'll be looking at the cloud model next, I guess. So let's go ahead and look at the GFS here for the clouds. Actually, I'll just use the RGEM. It's fine. Still got the 18Z RGEM to look at. So yeah, so you saw what happened today again. Beautiful day if you were in northern upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts. You had a nice, clear, sunny day, and there are pine barrens in those areas. Boy, do I wish I could have been there. But same goes for Quebec, of course, too, as well. Beautiful day for you. But the clouds do come in. Obviously, we're going to no sun tomorrow, and then we'll start with some clouds on Friday. It does show the sun trying. It does show clear skies trying to develop on Friday, but then it has this area of high clouds. It's just kind of residual around, so we'll have to see what happens. If that could mess things up, and we won't have a clear day on Friday. And then definitely as we get into Saturday, here come the high clouds for the next system again. And this will be the next system to worry about on the weekend that we get to deal with. So, yeah, it's just one after another, after another, after another. I hate this. Can't say it enough. Temperatures, we'll just briefly look at the GFS here for a minute to show you the temperatures. It does get colder on the weekend, so again, it's going to be very similar setup with the second storm. And then behind that, you can see similar setup with the temperatures. Then as you head into next week, you wonder, where's the bitter cold? We were supposed to get bitter cold next week, and you see there isn't any. So I'm really kind of disappointed in that. I thought we were going to get some, but you can see it's really not that cold, and you can see the temperature gradient here, which means we're dealing with stall front syndrome again. Yeah, that crap again. So just a lot of crap weather, a real shit pattern we're in right now. Sorry for the language, but I want sunny, clear skies, and that's like pulling teeth when you're in a pattern like this. So, All right, I think that pretty much covers everything here in this video. That does feel like I'm leaving something out, but pretty much so. Again, going over the storm tomorrow, it is going to be a little bit a bit of a mess, and it'll just be a messy storm. It won't be a. It's going to be slippery in the morning, and then I knew I was forgetting something. So let's go to windy.com because I want to cover two things on this site: the wind and the drizzle factor for tomorrow. So this is we can use this and use this tool here. This is the visibility tool here that we can use here, and so here's the visibility tool. So this kind of tells us what's happening. So around we go to 3 p.m. you can see, all right, it's only showing one little patch of drizzle over here. So that's encouraging that maybe we're not going to have to deal with. It'll end as some sucky drizzle, but then it will end, and then we won't have to deal with any more sucky. But it's still showing some small patches of it, but it doesn't show it all that much, which is a good sign that maybe we won't have to deal with the drizzle all day, because I hate drizzle, and I'm telling you, I don't ever remember so much drizzle when I was years ago too. It's the other thing that's changed with the climate. Drizzle. I mean, I don't ever remember. We had fog when I was younger. Now we don't really seem to get the dense fog we use. Now we just get the drizzle. I guess that's just because there's more moisture in the air. I don't know, but. So that's what it looks like. And just for fun, we can hit the new snow here. It'll kind of tell us how much snow we're going to get. Let's push this stick to the current. Let's push this over here. All right, here we go. Come on. This is the Euro. Let's see. Wow, the Euro is really generous on the snow here for the storm system. Yeah, I'm not buying these numbers. These are too high. Too high. I don't think they're that we're going to see quite that much snow. So this is the European. Obviously, the higher the snowfall amounts. So lastly, we'll go to the wind gusts here, and we'll talk about the wind for Friday here, because we're going to be dealing with some wind on Friday too. Yay! 36 miles an hour. So that may be another day we may need a wind advisory, and we'll have to see what happens again. It's just been so damn windy too as well. This one, it's like. I just love those days where it's cold and sunny and there's a light breeze, there's blue skies. You know, you have no idea what if you never experienced the kind of weather we used to experience here on Long Island, man. Now we want our old climate. We got to go to Maine. That's where our old climate went. It's in Maine now. So anyway, at least Maine has some pine barrens. So I guess that's good, right? But there you go. So we'll have to watch for the wind on Friday. And tomorrow, a very messy first part of the day. And gloomy for the rest part of the day. And hopefully Friday we'll see some sunshine. But if you're looking for any nice crystal blue skies, well, I'm sorry. Have a good night.